can't believe I'm talking about someone trying to be uncanceled for being a groomer slash pedophile, and it's not EDP.
Who's that pedophile?
Yeah, so basically we're talking about James Charles today, and so he's back in the news again. Just like everything else, he doesn't want to be canceled. And if you don't know already, basically what happened was in 2021 he got canceled for talking to minors, and he literally admitted to it too. He was talking to like 16-year-olds as he was probably around the age of 23, which is, quite the difference, and it's really not okay at all. One other thing that he did also was he made like straight people try and be gay, and he literally admitted to that too. He said that he liked straight people more than gay people because it was like fun or something like that. I don't know, real weirdo intentions, weirdo like thoughts. I don't know who like thinks about that, but anyways, I digress. Let's look at this article because there's this article where he's trying to be uncanceled. He gets interviewed and he basically doesn't want to be in this light anymore or shed these bad things. He wants to get over it, right? So let's get right into it. So you can pause and read the rest, but you see this title here. James Charles would like to be uncanceled, please. Really nice. I love that he's, speaking with his manners right now. He's like, please guys, please. Like, this is gonna be a great interview. Let's keep reading. It's already an amazing start. So he's basically saying here, the interviewer is saying like, there's more apologies here, yada yada, and he's sitting here in it. James Charles's Encino mansion like a pop culture priest, and I underlined the priest, ready to take his confession. I underlined that part because it's a funny choice of words because if you know that there are some priests that kind of get a little bit freaky, right? They like kids too, and so does James Charles, and so you can kind of make the connection there to why this is a pretty interesting choice of words. Dude, I love this. He's like, I don't want to sit here and mope and whine and cry because nobody wants to hear it, says Charles, sinking into his plush couch in his casual open living room. I love the description of everything. Of like this, just like it's a novel right now. He's trying to take away the attention of everything else and focus on his open living room and his plush couch that seems to sway slightly to the left as he sits on it. And I love how right after that, it just goes right back to it. Like, okay, babe, it's not your fault. You're not a pedophile. You're not a groomer. You made a big mistake. Yeah, you made a huge, insanely huge mistake. You talked to freaking 16-year-olds, dude. This whole article is basically just gassing him up. So, like, right after this, they kind of just talked about his new product line, which is, like, some sort of beauty paint or whatever. And they just kind of promote that for a bit. And then it goes back to kind of talking to things. So now they're kind of complaining about cancel culture and all that, which they should not be complaining at all about. He's literally talking to minors. And I'm guessing his family and friends and stuff were saying that they didn't know or they weren't clear because they didn't really want to talk about it, right? Because finding out that a friend or, a relative is a pedophile and was like potentially grooming children is really weird, right? You don't really want to be associated with that and full on be like, yeah, I knew it, and just sit there and stare at the person, right? So it's kind of awkward. So, here the lying part is bad, yeah, but some kid said he was going to be 18. He didn't say he was 18. He said he was going to be 18. And James Charles still willingly talked to that kid. He still willingly participated in engaging in conversation with him when he said, I'm going to be. That doesn't mean you still sit there and talk to them sexually and stuff. Like, so we now get this lovely part of the article. If a celebrity with tens of millions of followers came sliding into your DMs, would you respond? He should have verified everyone's ages, he says, and been more sensitive to his fame and how others could respond to him. Man, no shit. Like, you literally slide, if you have millions of followers and stuff and you're sliding into some rando's DMs, even if it's someone who's of age, you still have that power over them, and you still, they kind of see you as something above them. And that's not good because you can sway people into doing things that they don't want to do because they're this famous thing, and you could blackmail them and stuff and say you're gonna give them money or whatever, right? Because you have this power. It's like you have power over them, and they're not only to consenting adults, but he did this to fucking minors. He did this to 16-year-olds, dude. You already have this massive power over people, and you're gonna take that even further to do it onto minors, dude. And then we continue with, saying his apology and all that, and that it's, it's literally, it has, like they say, it's helped him. He's benefited from online controversies. And I hate how they're like, oh, he's become too toxic for the internet, dude. No, you literally talk to minors, dude. Like, that's weird. You don't deserve to be on the internet with minors everywhere, dude. Like, it's the same thing as EDP, dude. And now it's just some cope, it's just some sad, it's just some pettiness, it's trying to gain sympathy points, like, now he's just crying, oh, I lost all this from the situation, man, I lost everything, dude, like, no, come on, shut up, you did this to yourself, you talk to minors, get the hell out of here. Pause if you want to here, but yeah, he's just saying how this all affected him and how, he really wanted to kill himself and stuff, man, and how this really affected his mental health and his coping mechanisms were not there, dude. And, I do feel bad to an extent for that, but again, dude, you put yourself into this hole, you put yourself into this when you started talking to all these kids, like, I don't understand when people go do bad things and then expect sympathy and, cry for help after. It's like, dude, you put yourself in this situation. You did this bad thing fully knowing the people's age, fully knowing all of this stuff. Like, dude, like, oh my God, I hate when people do this so much. So I only really picked out some parts of the article. I left out a lot of it because most of it was basically, like I said earlier, just promoting his beauty brand, the beauty paint, and his brand. And a lot of it was just kind of like the past few things, like it was just coping and just sympathy, like trying to gain sympathy, sad points. Like it was basically just all that. What the heck? The power just turned on and off for what? I'm sorry for getting off track. The power went out, like it flickered on and off, and it shouldn't have because the storm just passed. Like it was an hour or two ago that there was like a bad storm. But anyways, I digress. I need to get back to the video. But back to the video, yeah, most of the thing was basically just James Charles trying to get sympathy and stuff, and, because, like the title said, he wants to be uncanceled. He's like, I messed up, I did all this, like, and, if it wasn't something as serious as this, maybe he could, but again, same thing with EDP, when you're constantly online, constantly in the face of minors, and constantly in the face of little kids and stuff like that watching your content, and you've done something like this before, you cannot be trusted. The trust is completely broken. You cannot come back to this just la-di-da, like nothing happened, dude. Like, you have to face the consequences, and you have to, deal with your actions. Like, you did what you did, and you have to, you have to deal with it, right? He did what he did, and it's done, but, you can't gain that trust back, especially when you're on a site like YouTube, constantly, being in front of minors and constantly, having the possibility to be interacting with minors on Instagram and all those other platforms as well. But if you want a kind of more middle ground reading, I suggest reading this one. I'm going to put it on the screen. I read some of that as well. They kind of just go over the main stuff of the Cosmopolitan article, the one that I was reading, and they kind of just go over the main points and stuff, and it's more like an unbiased thing, and they kind of just look at all of it, kind of like I did. But I mean, I was clowning on James Charles as he should be, but I digress. Anyways, that is going to be the video for today. I hope you guys liked it. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. I've got a funny video coming up, and I wanted to explore more commentary, but I hope you guys like that. Also, my guy who does the outro songs, he dropped a new album. I'll play a song from it, and then I'll play another song for my outro. But yeah, I'll show you guys a little thing of it, and then I hope you guys check that out too if you want. Hope you guys like this video. It's been Chief Costa, the Greek Mamba. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out.
Don't know why you really hurt me like that. I don't know why you really talking like that. I'm in my bag, I'm like the quiet kid, I'm living in a stew. These minions be despicable because my money grew. I was wild from the youth, they spent their whole lives in the zoo. All these little babies crying like they got something to prove. Louis the Gucci, the part of the drip, I